time to team up for twice the fun. It's Mario Kart Double Dash. Now this is the GameCube installment in the long-running spin-off series, and it upholds the Mario Kart tradition of fast-paced item-based... Sorry, I'm going to have to stop you there, because this game does not uphold the Mario Kart tradition. What do you mean? It's fun, it's chaotic, it's charming. Right, but it's missing a somewhat vital ingredient. Cars. Yeah, in this game you do race in cars and buggies and trains and prams and just about anything but an actual kart. But what's your point? Well, my point is the title is completely dishonest. It should be called Mario Assorted Vehicles Racing or something. Right. Let's not hear from him again.
So yes, Double Dash is the first Mario Kart game without karts, but this isn't as much of a shake-up as you'd think. Really, all it does is replace stock standard racing machines with an assortment of Mario-esque concoctions, a very welcome change. The greatest departure from established Mario Kart mechanics is that racers partner up into duos, one to drive and one to use items. And this is somewhat a point of contention. Some would hold that it's an excessive gimmick which just detracts from the core principles of the series, but I disagree. I think it thoroughly and intrinsically benefits many aspects of this game. For instance, controlling two team members allows players to juggle multiple items at once and store them for later use. This brings a welcome layer of strategy to the item system. More importantly to me though, are the aesthetic benefits of this change, like how it forced Nintendo to bump up the roster of playable characters from 8 to 20. After generations of games, the Mario universe now has an extensive and diverse community of characters, and it's great to see some of them get a chance on the track, even if Kamek still gets the shaft. And it is great to be able to choose two characters. It allows you to mix up your selection while still keeping your favourite. You can choose a team that makes sense like the Wah brothers, or one that's just plain wrong, like Baby Luigi and Daisy. Having two races also brings another unexpected aesthetic benefit. Usually in Mario Kart, the characters are sitting down, facing forward, hands at the wheel, leading to very limited expressions. In Double Dash, you've always got one team member hanging precariously onto the back who can be as expressive as they want. They bounce all over the place, whoop for joy, scream for mercy, and jeer at other racers. All of the characters have been wonderfully animated to come alive and show their unique personalities, and Double Dash's impressive roster adds a new personality to the Mario world, with Toadette's first appearance. Forced into existence to fill a gap as Toad's partner, Toadette begins here as a very contrived character with an even more contrived name, but she'll later develop a personality and charm of her own. This sounds very familiar. Another bonus of the large cast is the introduction of unlockables, with 4 characters and 14 additional vehicles to hand out when you bring home a new cup. It's great to finally have tangible rewards for completing courses, and it gives the player motivation to compete across all difficulties. Visually, this game is colourful, vibrant and enticing. For the first time in the series, the drivers are fully rendered models. Those blurry, pixelated billboards of Mario Kart 64 are now a thing of the past. And having models brings along a great improvement to the replay system. It enables the developers to program very dynamic camera work, showing every moment of your race in a professional-looking cinematic. Honestly, I could watch these all day. They're just like a Mario version of wacky races. This game only offers 16 racetracks, which is a little disappointing, but these courses aren't just a winding road. Each one presents a complete and unique world, with exquisite background details making the world seem alive, bouncy and cheerful. But the developers kind of stepped over the line between cheerful and creepy when they decided to give everything in the background eyes. And I mean everything. Okay, this is getting scary. Let's get back on track. Now the controls are all intuitive and traditional. A accelerates, B brakes, L and R help you drift and so on. And it maintains that traditional Mario Kart accessibility. However, the steering is noticeably more sensitive and floatier in this game. And if you haven't played the game in a long while, you'll spend a little time veering around the course until you readjust for this. At least, that's my excuse for finishing second all the time. The tried and true balance of racing skills and item manipulation continues on in this game. Most of the Mario Kart classics like boost mushrooms, bananas, green and red shells all reappear here, improved with an added physicality that they didn't have in the billboard days. In a new edition, each character is also assigned a special item, injecting strategy into your character selection and who you choose to ride on the back. Some of these are new, some are upgrades of existing items, but they all fit in well and have their own pros and cons. Now, the item system in Mario Kart seems to cop a lot of flack, particularly as the game seems to punish you for being in first, with trailing computer players regularly getting very powerful items. Well, yeah, they do, but it's not exactly unfair. The same rules apply to the human player. The lower your position, the better your items tend to be. It's just a balancing system. Is it equitable? Well, no, not entirely, but it's a necessary evil to make racing as exciting and engaging as a Mario game should be. Let me tell you, there's nothing as boring as having a convincing lead in a racing game. Yes, this system does make luck as important as skill, but that's part of what makes Mario Kart accessible to new players, and let's face it, fun. If you want a serious, po-faced racing game, then here's a little tip. Don't pick the one with a monkey on the front. The biggest crime this game makes is that there aren't many single-player modes. There's Grand Prix races, or there's the time trial. No more than what has been offered since Super Mario Kart. For the Grand Prix mode, you can choose a 50, 100 or 150cc motor. This choice affects the speed of your vehicle, the difficulty setting of your opponents, and can even make minor changes to the track design. There's also an unlockable mirror mode which flips the course horizontally, and a bonus cup, a marathon through every course in the game. For speed demons, time trials gives you a chance to pit yourself against the clock. It's a racing game staple and a worthwhile inclusion, but I find it lonely and unstimulating compared to the full-on races. Multiplayer has always been a big part of Mario Kart's appeal, and Double Dash certainly offers its fair share. Balloon Battle is back, with a refined balloon stealing system, along with 2 new battle modes. There's Shine Thief, a capture the flag mode where players jostle to hold onto a shine sprite, and there's Bob-omb Blast, where players lob sentient explosives at each other. The 6 new courses for these modes are all well designed, with each leading to a different playstyle, and some giving a little nostalgic thrill. The double racer mechanic also gives players a chance to cooperate, letting 2 players team up in one vehicle to take turns steering and manning the items. With each player getting half duties, it's a good mode for parties, but a boring one for pro players. Double Dash also supports the Nintendo GameCube's LAN adapter. Yeah, it actually had one. Now I only remember one other game supporting this device, and the hefty number of systems, televisions and games required to use it meant that it would never be a practical option. But if any game could make it worth all that effort, it would be this one. If I haven't made it clear yet, the superb course design, strong sense of character and joyful chaos on show here make Mario Kart Double Dash my personal favourite of the series. It may not have the nostalgia of Super Mario Kart, the weighty physics of Mario Kart 64, or the content-laden completeness of Mario Kart DS, but what it does have is charm. It's a game I can always turn to and be guaranteed a great time.
Sure, this game does have its fair share of detractors amongst die-hard Mario Kart fans, but for me, this is the game that exemplifies all the things that distinguish Mario Kart from run-of-the-mill racing games. It's the most fun I've ever had on 4 wheels, and yet another gem in the GameCube crown.
Wait, can I just say something? Because I really love this game.
You had your
chance.
chances. Raid, the courses, the items, Toadette, they're all